Mario Kart is always the one series that I will consistently perform not safe work activities for. Be careful, you're looking at someone who Tokyo drifted their way to 100% completion on Mario Kart Wii. The answer is somewhere in here. So when Mario Kart Live Home Circuit was announced, needless to say I was excited. Whether or not it was going to be a colossal failure from the start, I was going to purchase it regardless. I mean, it's not often that you get to have a physical manifestation of your sleep paralysis demon. I'm pretty sure Mario Kart Live needs no introduction, but just in case, here's a brief summary. Mario Kart Live Home Circuit is Mario Kart, but someone turned it into a real thing. Mario Kart Live brings Mario Kart to the living room as if it left for some reason. Now the player has endless opportunities to customize and design their own courses. Setting up a new course to race on is surprisingly easy. First, you have to set up the included cardboard barriers and gates. Maybe use some household objects or scatter your virginity around the track as scenery. Next, in-game Lakitu will throw some pink paint on your wheels. Now you just have to do a lap around your track to create the in-game map. After all that, you're set. Setting up a new track is surprisingly hassle-free. Granted, it's a given that the AI can't tell between real-world obstacles and will often clip through some of the barriers you might have set up, so try not to make the courses too hard for yourself. There are the usual time trial and custom race modes if you need help practicing on your own creation. There's also an explore mode where you can take Luigi off-roading. The only problem is that in order to set up Mario Kart Live, you need to have a reasonable amount of floor plan. I don't know if you can tell, but this room isn't going to cut it. For reference, here's a body in my room, and here's a dead body in my room. So for the majority of this video, especially in terms of gameplay, we're going to take my sleep paralysis demon with me on tour. The weight I carry with me every day is simply immeasurable. Given that we were traveling from my bedroom to the living room and maybe God forbid touch grass, I thought it was fitting that we create a Grand Prix for the sake of this video. Trust me, it's completely original. The first out of our 4 tracks is what I like to call Goodwill Alley, followed up by my tax write-off, Animal Crossing Update Summoning Circuit, and Hell, which includes a single Funko Pop out of the box. Hey, that's illegal in some countries. Now that we know our destinations, let's go on tour. Okay, so this part isn't scripted, but it just started raining like mid-video, so forgive me if you hear it in the background. I like how Apple weather is like rain stopping in 39 minutes. Like, okay. We'll see about that. I'm gonna fucking time them next time. The best part of Mario Kart Live is the functionality it has as an actual video game. The game uses AR technology and this funky looking camera to give me my first ever fully functioning RC car. The video feed from the car is broadcasted to the Switch in real time and allows the player to see exactly what the cart is seeing. The sense of scale is admittedly disorienting at first. The game really does give you the illusion that you're playing a real Mario Kart game. It is really easy to get immersed in Mario Kart Live. Regardless of whatever funky course I'd set up, I was never consciously thinking that I was controlling an RC car. It just felt like Mario Kart. And while there is a difference between this and this, I really do think Nintendo does a good job at bringing the core gameplay of the franchise to this wacky Nintendo bullshit contraption. I mean, we are talking about the same company that convinced me to buy cardboard. Mario Kart is a multiplayer game, right? It's best played when you're playing with more than one person? Well, let's talk about that. Playing Mario Kart Live with more than one person is absolute chaos. Depending on how much floor plan you actually have, you might not be able to fit more than one cart on the track at the same time. The carts will end up stuck in a single file line and bumping into each other. I don't even want to imagine what it's like with 4 people unless you are fortunate enough to have the same amount of space as the happy family in the trailer. I can't imagine that'd be too fun, with the carts inevitably bumping into each other, and if one car bumps into one of the gates or obstacles, it just fucks it up for everyone else. As I've previously mentioned, Mario Kart Live does a good job at maintaining the core gameplay of the Mario Kart series. Although I'll be the first to admit, Mario Kart 8 didn't have as much pet RNG as Home Circuit does. Explaining the gameplay of Mario Kart is like explaining the recipe of Coke Zero. It's always been there for me with a different iteration of the recipe every once in a while to keep me on edge. Everything here gameplay-wise is similar to Mario Kart 8. Mario Kart Live controls extremely well. The controls are exactly the same. There is even drifting, which I was surprised they had managed to pull off. While it doesn't look like the drifting we are used to seeing from the franchise, the kart simply goes a little bit faster in the real world. It is every bit as effective as it is in the mainline games. Whether you're using Joy-Cons or a Pro Controller, the controls are surprisingly responsive. The kart turns on a dime. You honestly don't have to look at the TV half the time. Which is obviously the most optimal way to play. And trust me, every ounce of control is absolutely necessary if you plan on tackling the game's 200cc difficulty. And I mean, just look at this. Unlike other Mario Kart games, this one doesn't come with any tracks to race on. You have to file a mortgage for that DLC. In order to make the real world more immersive, there are tons of different environments that mask over the courses you make. These environments are also what make up the various cups. Cups in the Grand Prix mode are nothing new to the Mario Kart series, but unlike others, these ones only consist of 3 courses instead of the usual 4. The environments are very interesting and add a ton of variety to the game. If the game was just me driving around my house without any visual flair, it would get very boring very quick. These environments can transport you in the middle of a sandstorm where you have to avoid sharp gusts of wind. You can be teleported back to Mario 1 and have to dodge Goombas, or teleport you to your very own Rainbow Road. Each track also utilizes each of the 4 gates you set up on your track. These gates could have your typical item boxes under them, boost pads, or my favorite, the magnet, which helps align your cart back on course. As you complete these cups, you can unlock various horns and cart designs based on how many coins you have at the end of each race. You can also unlock the same various gates that you see used in the Grand Prix mode to use on your own courses. The biggest problem with Mario Kart Live is the strength of the connection between the cart and the Switch. You can't have a course set in one room and everyone playing off the dock in another. The camera feed is, as you can tell, not the best quality. I often found myself making turns too early and running into barriers on my course. Even in a well-lit room, it was a struggle at times. Especially with this course where Lakitu mirrors the goddamn track multiple times. Seriously, at times it feels like someone installed a lag switch in my house. Even in the same room with the dock not too far from the cart would occasionally disconnect for some reason, but this was rare. My experience wasn't always like this when playing, but I honestly did find myself switching my eyesight between the TV and the actual cart to make sure I was on track. Also, on an unrelated side note, don't be a smartass like me and try to set up a ridiculously small track. I thought that it would be easier if I had set up all the gates in a very small circle and just held right the entire time, but it didn't work like that. The camera has to fully recognize the gate in order for it to register in-game. After you've gone through all the gates, it counts it as a lap. The game doesn't actually take your position on the map into account, it relies on the gates. I was wondering why I was being lapped by opponents and not being able to finish races while on the last lap. Well, this is why. Mario Kart Live is, Jesus Christ, 16 hours to complete? But I'm pretty sure that could be cut down if you choose the system. 100% completing Mario Kart Live is probably the biggest downside of the game in my opinion. For fully completing the game, you get some stickers on your license for getting gold in every cup and in every CC. For getting 2300 coins, you unlock all outfits, vehicles, and horns, and that's really it. The main problem I see people have with the completion requirement is the fact that you need a total of 2300 coins to unlock everything. This doesn't seem like much, but when you consider that you can only earn a max of 20 coins per race, you can see why this is pretty tedious. Especially since there are no other modes besides the Grand Prix and custom races. A lack of variety really makes the road to completion pretty boring. While completing the game might not be as interesting, I'm grateful that we get something for having no social life when it comes to playing a multiplayer focused game all alone. And that was my Mario Kart Live experience. I'll admit, probably never going to touch this again. Mario Kart Live makes for a really cool party trick, but that's just about it. The technology and execution is really impressive, but doesn't make for a long-lasting single-player experience. Hopefully this isn't the only Mario Kart we get on Switch. Nintendo really got us fucked up if they think they can leave us with the same 32 tracks for over 8 years, but I digress. If Mario Kart Live Home Circuit looks interesting to you, I highly recommend you check it out. Even if you only plan on using it a couple of times, it's still a really nice piece of Nintendo hardware to have, and God only knows these will become hard to find complete in box as time goes on. Thank you so much for watching the video, and I hope you have an amazing day.